Well, it's been a little more than a month since the rollout of 988, the new National Suicide Prevention and Mental Health Crisis phone number. And KTVB's Abby Davis spoke with a couple people with the Idaho Crisis and Suicide Hotline about how 988 is impacting the call center.
Since 988, the Idaho Crisis and Suicide Hotline has seen a gradual increase in calls, mainly during that first week right after the number went live. To keep up with demand, the hotline is trying to hire more staff members like Christian Garcia. Helping others is a priority in Christian Garcia's life.
I had served in the military, and just helping people, being a part of something bigger than yourself was important to me.
Garcia started working with the Idaho Crisis and Suicide Hotline 18 months ago as a volunteer, but says he stepped into a paid position when the hotline began hiring more crisis responders to keep up with the increasing number of calls. Part of the reason for that increase, 988, a shorter, easier to remember way to get mental health help.
When you're in a mental health crisis, you're not really able to think very clearly. So that three-number phone number is definitely a benefit to everyone.
Idaho Hotline Director Flinn says they are trying to stay ahead of the curve. Since January, crisis responders have answered more than 15,000 calls. That's a 4,000 increase from just 1 year ago.
And we expect the numbers to continue to go up as throughout the rest of this year and into next year.
Since 988, the Idaho crisis responders are working to follow up with callers more frequently. Flinn and Garcia say taking that extra step can really make a difference.
We will schedule a time to call them back. And it could be tomorrow, or it could be, we could follow up again next week, whatever works for that person.
The evidence shows that they reduce the likelihood of a suicide attempt to people that have been thinking about suicide. Is just that reach out, that, hey, how are you doing today?
One concern with 988 is funding. Although it's a federal law, Flinn says it's up to the individual states to fund the hotline long term.
There are some call centers like us that are trying to respond to a higher volume of calls, but they don't have support from the state.
Flinn says that's not the case in Idaho. The state government gave $4.4 million toward 988, and $2.5 million went directly to the Idaho Crisis Hotline.
The funding and the investment from the state helps us have staff. It helps literally pay for the phones, and those are our biggest cost drivers.
Garcia says he hopes state politicians continue investing in mental health.
We're a rural state and a kind of self-independent mentality where you don't ask for help, you take it all on your own. And I think that the services that we provide are just crucial for a lot of people.
Right now, the Idaho Crisis and Suicide Hotline has 50 volunteer crisis responders and 42 employees. Flinn says they are looking to hire 10 more people, 2 supervisors and 8 crisis responders. And as far as funding goes, Flinn says it's up to the 2023 legislature to decide how much money is going toward 988.